Hey, what's up everybody, it's Smiley with Parallel Defense. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be talking about something that I've been waiting all year to talk to you guys about. It's going to be the Swampfox Optics Gen 2 Sentinel MRDS. First and foremost, shout out to Swampfox Optics. If you guys don't know, they're a huge supporter of the channel. They send me stuff to review to give you guys my honest opinion and tell you yay or nay. And I appreciate them for that. There's nothing that's going back on my side where I'm getting forced to give you guys a good review. You guys have seen all my reviews and you know that's not how I roll. But again, thank you guys at Swampfox Optics for sending me this out. Super excited for this. This first time you guys saw this was January of 2023. When I was at SHOT Show, me and Tyler had the opportunity to go over some small specs of it, but now I've had this one for about 3 weeks now. I've put a couple of rounds through it for me to test and tell you guys my honest opinion about it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the Swampfox Optics Gen 2 Sentinel is coming in at $269 to $299. There are things that are going to derive the price, and I'll get into that with you guys. But first of all, let's talk about the footprint. So Swampfox went with the RMSC footprint. You guys know that footprint, you're used to it. It's also called the K footprint. There's minor differences, but that's the standard footprint for all the micro compact pistols, i.e. your Glock 43, 48, 43X, all the variations of the Glock, the Springfield Armory, Hellcat, Hellcat Pro, and all the SIG Sauer 365 models. That's what these optics are going to fit on. I believe you can put them on some Glock MOSs, so on and so forth, but that's the footprint, the RMSC. If you guys don't know what footprint is, that is the cutout of the optic to the slide for those of you guys that are new to the channel and are not familiar with some of the jargon. Which is super nice that they went with an RMSC footprint. Nobody likes when companies go with just these random footprints or these proprietary footprints, because then you have to go get new slides and so on and so forth. So big thumbs up to Swampfox there. Thank you guys for that. Let's talk about the actual outer body of the optic. So the entire optic is different than the Gen 2. Visually, it doesn't even look the same. If you put the two next to each other, you wouldn't even notice them because they're two totally different optics. So the Gen 2 has a nice, thicker optic body. This is made out of 7075 T6 aluminum. That is kind of another industry standard to give it that rugged ability. They made it a lot thicker, like I said. It's beefier. That was a really, really nice step up for Swampfox. The Gen 1 Sentinel really didn't hold its own in a lot of the drop tests that people were putting out. Again, it is a carry optic. For some of you guys out there, you may be very, very hard pressed on having a bomb-proof carry concealed optic. Others don't really need all that. Me personally, I don't need a bomb-proof one. But drop test is, to a lot of people, the standard. I don't know, or the first one didn't do well. I do think this one will do a lot better with or without the iron shield. Again, they made it a lot bigger. They put a lot more material into it, so it does have that rugged capability. I think they did a really good job with it. They changed the shape of it. The Gen 1 Sentinel kind of was rounded at the top, which is never good when you're talking about optics, because that's when they break. That's why the SRO doesn't do the greatest, because it falls on that circular top and it just breaks. They took this one, kind of went up and made it very similar to the original Liberty and Justice model, just bigger, thicker, more material. Again, giving it that more rugged visual. So we'll check that off. Swampfox did a really good job there, putting more material, making it better for people that want to have that bomb-proof optic, giving you better chances of it not breaking. They went with the larger window size. The original Sentinel Gen 1 was a 16mm window. This is a 20, so 4mm up. Again, you're giving me more window. That's all we can ask for nowadays. A lot of companies are producing larger dots, larger optics. This is now going to fall in that category, and it's going to be able to compete with some of the better optics out there. That's good. The Gen 1 Sentinel came with a auto function or a manual function. This one, to my knowledge, is not going to come with an automatic function. It will all be manual, to my knowledge. Swampfox may release one later that I have not been told of. Again, that's not my business. If they decide to, they don't. Right now, I have the manual version. The buttons are very, very large. They have a distinct click when you push them in. There are 10 brightness settings, 2 night vision, and you can get your dot in a red or a green, depending on your choice, which is very, very, Swampfox does that, so it's normal to them, so it's good that you have the option to go between red and green. It is a 3 MOA dot, which is super nice. Now let's talk about some of the features that I'm very excited to speak about. Swampfox came out with their own patented rear sight, they call it rear sight guide, but it's an attachment to your Sentinel 2. So if you guys are not familiar, whenever you guys get these optics, if you don't have a slide that's already cut out for the footprint, you have to send it to an aftermarket company to cut your slide for that optic, and typically they give you two options. They say, hey, we can either remove your rear sight, or we can put your optic in front of the rear sight. Some companies even do one where they put a rear sight in front of your optic, and that's normally a lot more money. On both sides, it is more money because you have to thin your slide off to get it cut. It can range anywhere between $100 to I've seen $300 if you want to get your slide Cerakoted and ported and all this other nice jazz. But it's an additional step that most of us don't want to deal with. Swampfox has implemented a rear sight in the optic. Now, some of your other competitors like HoloSun, they have one in the back that's really, really small and not super distinctive. The one that Swampfox put in there is very, very clear, and you can see it right in the front. It's a very nice attachment. It's made for you guys to co-witness with iron height sights is my, or suppressor height irons is my assumption, because if you were to do it with the standard ones that you have on there, you're going to have to raise your gun, which is gonna give you a height over bore issue. Your shots are probably gonna be high. So I'm pretty sure it's meant for you guys to use with suppressor height sights. But either way, it's still very nice. It's not permanent, it is removable. So if you're like me and you don't really care to have that rear sight there, because I do have my rear sight in the back and I can co-witness with it pretty much, I'm not gonna use it. I do have it on here. I did have it on there for me shooting to see if it would fall off after it was torqued down, and it did not. It also comes in two different types. You can have them blacked out, or you can have them with the tritium, which is gonna make a lot of people jump. They want that tritium rear sight. So even if you had to remove your rear ones, now you have one implemented into the optic itself. Very, very, very nice on Swampfox. Pushing the envelope. I haven't seen a company do that yet. So thumbs up on the innovation there. That is something that should grab you guys' attention. Aside that, the optic is very aesthetically pleasing. They went with this weird, or not weird, the SRO does it where it has that elonged neck where it's kind of sticking out in front, sitting over your ejection port, which is very, very aesthetically pleasing. At least especially for me, it looks really, really good. It feels good. The optic, when you're presenting it, it's easy to pick up the dot. There's no issues there. It does come with a shake awake. If you guys have watched some of my previous reviews, some of these optics coming out don't have a shake awake, and that's a big, big issue to me and others out there. I definitely want it to wake up when I pick it up. And that's kind of all the pros. They are offering an iron shield whenever it comes out. It is sold separately, so you guys are gonna have to buy one. They did it with the Gen 1 as well, and they gave it that added protection. Same thing here. It sits right over the optic. It is gonna give you that added protection, and I think that is amazing. Let's talk about the one downside to this optic. Tyler spoke about it in the video, but I'm just gonna double tap it. It is a bottom loaded battery. And if you don't know what that means you have to take the optic off every year or 2 years, however long your battery life is. It's 50,000 hours on this, depending on the setting you have it on. You're gonna have to take it off to change. Now, again, that's gonna be up to you on how you feel about it. I do think that this is a direct competitor with the HoloSun 407K, 507K series. I personally think I would put this above the 407, 507K. Obviously, it doesn't have the enclosed feature, so I'm not gonna put it above any of the EPS models, but I definitely give it the hands over, pending that it does pass the drop test, over the 407 and 507K. Aesthetically pleasing, has all the features. The only thing it does not have is that side loading battery capability, which again, to the person buying it, you're gonna be able to make the bottom end choice. It's not a big deal for me. I change it on my birthday every year. Take the screws out, put the new screws in there, call it a day. Swampfox did send us with a screw pack. If you guys don't know, everybody in the industry uses Swampfox's screw pack. Take that as you will. This optic will be coming out very, very, very soon. So be on the lookout for it. Again, another thing I forgot to mention, with the 2032 battery, they do send you a seal plate. The old RMR Gen 1s had to use one to put under there. And I believe the Sentinel Gen 1 also had to do that, but they give you one, so you don't have to buy it. Swampfox does really good with, if they have to inconvenience you at all, they want to make sure you still have everything you need so you're not complaining. They give you screws, they give you the seal plate, you have the optic, they give you a wrench in the box, they give you everything. And for the price of $269, you really can't complain. Again, if you guys use my code parallel22, that'll also save you guys 15% on the optic, making it right at that point with the HoloSun. And I do think this is a better buy than the 407, 507K. Very aesthetically pleasing, and I am very happy with this optic. If you guys have any questions, like always, go ahead, drop them in the comment section below. I'll be able to answer it. When they come out, I hope you guys buy it. I think you guys will enjoy it a lot, but let me know. That is it for the review. Again, thank you to Swampfox. Please, if you guys have not done so, if you enjoyed the review, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Y'all have a good one.